Now, the Supreme Court is the center of attraction as Apex Court delivers the judgment on 8 governorship elections, including some of the controversial cases like the Kano, Plateau, and Zamfara state. Trustee Sagir Ibrahim brings us an update on how the day is shaping up at the Apex Court. Take a look.
Day for the delivery of judgment at the Supreme Court for about 8 states following the adjudication of the governorship election which held in this state in March 18, 2023. Some of the states are Kano, Zamfara, Ebonyi, Plateau, Lagos, Bauchi, Abia, and Rivers State. For Kano State, we have the case between the incumbent governor, Abba Yusuf, and the candidate of the APC, Nasir Yusuf Gawuna. The issues around the case is around the membership of the incumbent governor before contesting the election and before the election in 2023. For Zamfara State, we have the case between the candidate of the APC and former governor of the state, Bello Matawale, and the current governor, Dauda Lawal Dare, which was currently ruled in favor of the APC candidate in Zamfara State. That's the current and incumbent minister of state for defense. We also have Lagos State, where Governor Sanwo-Olu is slugging it out with the Labour Party candidate, Gbadebo Rhodes Vival, also at the Supreme Court. Now, these are some of the states. As regards to security, well, it's been a really tight security situation here. Earlier, we noticed the presence of more security operatives. We saw men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, a beefing up of security from the Nigeria Police Force. We saw men of the Nigerian Navy. We saw the Nigerian Immigration Service personnel, as well as even officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps, all coming here to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order, especially due to the sensitivity of the judgment. 8 states, judgments today, D-Day for all of the governors, to make or break. That's the situation that we have here. So if you pan with me, you will notice that around the entrance of the area, you'd see the presence of 3 security vans which are cordoned off the road. You could also see men wearing red cap, obviously maybe supporters of the Kano State governor. So this is the situation on this side. Now, they've made it such a wide area that's been cordoned off so as to prevent any serious breakdown or protest or whatever the situation might be, just so the whole situation goes smoothly. Other areas that have been cordoned off, we have an area around the Ministry of Finance, very close to the Ministry of Women Affairs, that's also been cordoned off. Now, all of this today for the 8 states. We also understand that across the states which judgments are going to be delivered upon today at the Supreme Court, the security situation there has also been tightened, just so as to prevent a wider breakdown of law and order during maybe celebrations and also the activities of thugs in the states, depending on how the election or the verdict sways. Well, this is the situation here. We definitely will be bringing more updates as it develops and expectedly as the judgment proceeding goes on.
Well, the judgment has started. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal of Gbadebo Rhodes Vival of the Labour Party against the election of Babajide Sanwo-Olu of the All Progressive Congress as the governor of Lagos State. The Apex Court affirmed the judgment of the Court of Appeal Lagos, dismissing the appeal for lacking in merit. Justice Garba Lawal prepared and read the lead judgment in the Lagos State governorship dispute. Other justices who made up the panel for Lagos is Justice Iyango Koro, Justice Emmanuel Agim, Justice Uwani Abba Aji, Justice Adamu Jauro are reading their version, and it is a unanimous decision. They say the petition is a gross abuse of court process. In the meantime, the Supreme Court has affirmed the election of Bala Mohammed of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, as the Bauchi State Governor. The Apex Court affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeal and dismissed the appeal by Sadiq Abubakar of the All Progressive Congress for lacking in merit. Moving on, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Kaduna State strongly condemns what it describes as extrajudicial killings, maiming, outright stealing, looting, extortion, unlawful intrusion and harassment of law-abiding Fulbe youth in Tilde Fulbe community and other areas of the Ledduga Grazing Reserve in Kachia local government area of Kaduna State. In a press statement issued yesterday in Kaduna, the chairman of Magban Kaduna State Chapter, Haruna Usman Chuga, alleges that the association received concerning information regarding these incidents involving Nigerian military personnel from the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Navy Armament Technology School of Artillery, all located in Kachia. According to Magban, it conducted an emergency executive meeting to investigate the matter, dispatching members to the affected areas. The findings revealed disturbing details of the alleged events spanning 3 to 4 weeks ago, particularly on December 30th, 2023. Tuga emphasizes the need for a thorough investigation into the triggers, remote causes, perpetrators, and names of the victims. He calls upon President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Obasani to intervene, hold the implicated military personnel accountable, and provide compensation to the families of the victims. In a swift reaction, the headquarters of one division has refuted claims of the Nigerian Army's involvement in the arrest and killing of 11 Fulani individuals, along with accusations of raiding houses and theft. The division emphasizes the Army's commitment to the rule of law, human rights, and its representation of all Nigerian people. They clarify that recent military actions were in response to a kidnapping incident and subsequent revelation of insurgent activities within the community. The division denied allegations in extrajudicial killings or theft, labeling the accusations as a smear campaign aiming to undermine their efforts in addressing insurgency and terrorism. Lieutenant Colonel Musa Yahya, Acting Deputy Director of Army Public Relations for 1 Division, Nigerian Army, urges the public to disregard the malicious allegations and encourages continued cooperation with security agencies to combat terrorism and criminal activities in the area of responsibility. The 6th Division of the Nigerian Army says it has identified and arrested 2 of its personnel who were involved in the brutality of a civilian in Rivers State, as seen in a viral video making the rounds on social media. The spokesperson of the 6th Division Nigerian Army, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma Jonah Danjuma, who disclosed this in a statement, said no form of infractions would be condoned from erring personnel. It added that the General Officer commanding the GOC 6th Division Nigerian Army and Land Component Commander of the Joint Task Force South Operation Delta Safe, Major General Jamal Abdul Salam, has directed that a full-scale investigation be conducted immediately. He further reassured that no stone will be left unturned at sanctioning those involved. The Army encouraged members of the public to continue to provide credible information on such unprofessional conduct, as the division is poised to be more responsive to the public, noting that this is one unfortunate isolated case that will be expeditiously dealt with. The Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Bar Association on Wednesday organized a peaceful protest against alleged police brutality in the state. The protest, which followed the brutalization of one of its members, Olumide Shonupe, at Moshalashi Police Station in Lagos, began at the Bar Center and terminated at the police headquarters in Ikeja. Victoria Tokolo sent in this report as presented from our studio.
Of the Nigerian Bar Association in Lagos State came together for peaceful protest against police brutality on their member, as well as on other citizens in the state and in the country at large. The protest was led by human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana. They demand for a thorough investigation into the case of their member, Olumide Shonupe, who was detained for 3 days at the police station over a civil matter.
The NBA wants a full investigation of the incident in the station, and happily the Commissioner of Police announced today that a high-power investigation is already ongoing. He also indicated that lawyers should be prepared to be members of the committee, since the police have nothing to hide. So after the report, we are also taking certain steps, or beside the report, the NBA is filing an action, in court to protect the human rights of our colleague, and to make a point that if anything of that nature happens to any lawyer again, the Nigerian Bar Association will take it up.
And so we're not coming out because it is our colleague that is involved. We're saying that when you go into a police station as a Nigerian, you have a right to be treated in the most civil manner that you deserve. You cannot go in there and they're subjecting you to all form of harassment. They tell you to drop your phone at the entrance. I mean, if you're not doing anything in your station that is unholy, why are you asking us to drop our phones? Why are you asking us to drop our phones?
Other members of the association also voiced their displeasure with the manner police personnel harass legal practitioners.
Why we as lawyers have to come together to say police are actually supposed to work together with us, or we are supposed to work with them to be able to bring justice. So for us being treated the way that they are doing, maybe molesting most of us at the police station, is not right. That is why we as lawyers, we have to come together today to say no to this. We are against this brutality. We want us to work together as one.
The victim, Olumide Shonwe, in an interview, narrated his ordeal with the police.
I just want justice to be done. I want them to be brought to book, both IPO Grace, the area commander, and the DPO, even the DCO. They should be brought to book because the injustice, because I was in a cell with about five other cellmates, and all their cases were all purely civil matter. And they were telling me they've been there for 3-4 days. So the injustice is not only meted to me, it was meted to a lot of other people, ranging from the carpenter, the electrician, and so many other people.
The association later presented a petition to the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayoade, who promised to work together with the association to avert a recurrence in the future.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at President Tinubu's 60% travel expenses cut. These and more after the break. Take a look. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. We brought you that the Supreme Court delivers the verdict on contested governorship election victories. And Magban demands probe of extrajudicial killings as military denies allegations. Moving on to more stories. Now, despite claims by the central bank that there is enough money in circulation, the traders at Kumo Market in Gombe State, who rely on cash for transactions, have been lamenting the unavailability of cash for their daily business activities. Trust TV's Hassan Lawan Kohli, who visited the market, reports that merchants there are taking deliberate steps to address the cash shortage, which they said is affecting their trade in grains. The report.
This is the entrance of Kumo Grain Market in Akwa local government area of Gombe State. Here, the trading of grains has changed dimension since the introduction of cashless policy by the federal government in early 2023. Merchants are refocusing on sourcing cash at provision stores and filling stations as they are not able to withdraw much from commercial banks. The process of getting cash is hard. You have to be going here and there looking for cash from local traders, because if you go to banks, they will not give you enough, and you can only get 20,000 at ATMs. If you go to POS operators, they will charge you 10,000 on every 1 million naira, which is like giving away your profit, and that means we are earning less, if not running at loss. We are not getting money from banks for now, and POS operators are unable to give us the amount of money we need to run our business. The challenge is that people that patronize this market do not accept bank transfers, while some do not even have a bank account. One of the leaders at the market said although the cash crunch has negatively affected their trading, they are however encouraging members to adopt e-payment as an alternative. Cash scarcity is not affecting us as much as it did before, because some people are gradually accepting e-payments, with the exception of those from villages and far places that have not embraced e-payment. This entire scenario at the market is contrary to the claims by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, that there is enough cash in circulation. Hassan Laonkoli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Nigerians have been reacting to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 60% travel expenditures quote for all government officials, including the presidency. President Tinubu's decision comes barely 2 months after he was criticized for Nigeria's largest delegation at the COP28 summit in Dubai. Ibrahim Ismail has more.
Last year, Nigeria had at least 1,411 delegates at the COP28 summit in Dubai, making the country's delegation the third largest after UAE and Brazil. After much criticism, the presidency insisted that public funds were not used to fund the entire delegates, pointing out that the delegation included representatives of private organizations. Be that as it may, the president's latest move to cut travel expenses of top government officials by 60% has elicited mixed reactions amongst concerned Nigerians.
It's a very welcome development. You know, when you see the situation of our economy in the country now, and you see a lot of government officials, you know, traveling with a lot of people following them, and each of them will be given a specific amount of money after the traveling. I think this is actually killing our economy in Nigeria.
But the decision of the Mr. President is a good development to the entire country. This is what we are even expecting a good leader to show. And we have seen a good step that is even making, because a lot of expensive of this travel is affecting the economies and affecting the masses of this country.
While most Nigerians say slashing travel expenditure of all government officials, including presidency, by 60% is a good decision, others cast doubt on government's ability to implement the policy.
It's not all about making the decision or introducing the policy. It's all about making some intentional, attempts to make sure other things come to reality. It's not just talking, mere talking.
We are not talking of cutting expenses. Expenses is very good. It's a very good exercise policy. But what we are saying is, all those money that have been stolen, what is government doing with it? That's what we are saying.
Speaking on Trust TV's breakfast show, Daybreak, former Nigerian Senator Sheikh Hussaini said cutting travel expenses for government officials by 60% is not all that required to reduce the cost of governance to the barest minimum in the country.
Cutting the travel expenses by 60% is an appreciable step, but it is talkism. It has to go beyond that. It has to go across all areas, sectors, and spheres where the federal government or those in the position of authority are wasting public funds.
Announcing the new travel policy, the presidency cut the number of persons to travel with the president on local trips to 25, while 20 persons will accompany the number one citizen on foreign trips. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Breaking news and updates from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has reversed the sack of Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State, the governor now, and also Justice John Okoro, who read the lead judgment, said that the Court of Appeal was wrong in affirming its decision of the tribunal, which held that Yusuf did not win the majority of lawful votes cast at the governorship election. Determining the case, the Apex Court raised the two issues: whether the lower court was right in deducting the 165,616 votes of the governor. Justice Okoro held that the tribunal was wrong in deducting the votes accrued to the governor. Now, moving on from that, Nigerians have been reacting to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's travel expenditure. All right, I beg your pardon on that one. In business, the Naira on Thursday appreciated to 874.79 Naira per cent or per dollar in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. That's the NEFAM. Data from the FMDQ showed that the indicative exchange rate for NAFEM rose to 874.79 naira per dollar from 1,082.32 naira per dollar on Wednesday, indicating 19% or 207.58 naira appreciation from the naira. The intraday high stood at 1,264.96 naira per dollar, while the intraday low was 475 naira per dollar, resulting in a 789.96 naira per dollar margin. The volume of dollars traded in NAFEM stood at $110.41 million. Similarly, the naira appreciated to 1,240 naira per dollar in the parallel market from 1,250 naira per dollar on Wednesday. Consequently, the gap between the official and parallel market exchange rates widened to 365.21 naira per dollar from 167.68 naira per dollar on Wednesday. Now, from the international scene, over 300 people have lost their lives due to extensive flooding in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Congo Republic in recent months. Officials report that the Congo River has reached its highest level in over 60 years, attributing the disaster to climate change, leading to increased rainfall frequency. The resulting flash floods, exacerbated by poor urban design and inadequate infrastructure, have impacted several African nations. Ferry Moa, a hydrology specialist with the DRC Riverways Authority, part of the Transport Ministry, highlighting the alarming water levels in late December, warning of potential widespread flooding in Kinshasa, the capital city situated along the river banks. On Wednesday, the river reached 6.20 meters above sea level, just shy of the 1961 record of 6.26 meters, following exceptionally high inland rains. Numerous neighborhoods in its densely populated Kinshasa, as well as communities in more than a dozen provinces, have experienced flooding. The Social Affairs Ministry reports nearly 300 casualties, 300,000 affected households, and tens of thousands of destroyed homes. Finally, in sports, Paul Onuachu will replace the Real Sociedad forward Sadiq Umar, who has been ruled out of the 2023 African Cup of Nations to be held in Cote d'Ivoire. Umar reportedly suffered a knee injury in Nigeria's 2-0 loss to Guinea in a friendly game in Abu Dhabi on Monday. He now joins the likes of Leicester City's midfielder Wilfried Ndidi and Bayern Leverkusen's Victor Boniface on the injury list. Onuachu had been named in the Super Eagles provisional 40-man squad for the AFCON, but was dropped for the final 23-man list by Jose Paciero. Omar is expected to return to Spain for treatment. Pasiero's men will kick-start their campaign against Equatorial Guinea in their Group A opening game on Sunday. And with that, we wrap up a news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.